Hey friend, in today's video, I am going to be sharing how to budget God's way. Now, I can't touch on every single scripture, every single premise and concept, but in today's video, I want to share 2 quick tips with you all. But first things first, if you're new to my channel, hey, welcome. My name is Deborah Netta, and I have a passion for sharing budget information and financial wisdom with others. My degree is in finance, both of them. My career has been in finance for several years, and I just have a passion for numbers, analysis, data-driven decisions, and all the things. And I have been able to translate that into my own life to help me to plan better and to budget better so that I can be a financial steward over my resources. So let's get into today's video. I am going to share 2 quick scriptures with you all, and then I'm going to break it down and let you know how you can apply this to your life. I'll give some examples along the way, and I'll also share some of my testimony and my personal journey with the hopes that it will help you to make these concepts practical and real for your life. So the first one is Luke 14:28-30. I have it written in the New King James Version. I encourage you to go and read it for yourself. But this scripture reads, suppose one of you wants to build a tower. And this is the NIV version. Suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Won't you first sit down and estimate the cost to see if you have enough money to complete it? For if you lay the foundation and are not able to finish it, everyone who sees it will ridicule you, saying, this person began to build and wasn't able to finish. This speaks to diligence and stewardship, in my opinion. This is my translation and understanding. But if you are looking to build something, it could be a business, it could be to build a home, or it could be to build wealth for you and your family. It's important to first sit down and understanding what it is you are looking to do. And it's also important to understand any costs that are associated with it. I'll give you an example. Starting a business. When I started my main business, Career Mom Community LLC, which houses Faithful Budget Friend, I had to pay for the LLC cost. That was something that hit my personal budget because it was an investment that I made in my business. At the time, my business was not generating any revenue, and the LLC fee needed to be covered somehow. So for me, I factored it into my personal budget so that I could build out that business. There were also some costs associated with websites, marketing, branding, and other things of that nature. Now, over time, I've been able to, kind of pay myself back, if you want to think of it that way. But in the initial phases, I had to bootstrap my own business, and that was a cost that had implications on my personal budget. So for you, whatever you're building, it could be a new home, it could be purchasing a big ticket expense, such as a car or a leisure vehicle, other improvements to your home. It's important to sit down and understand how much it's going to cost you and what it's going to do to your budget, your personal budget, because oftentimes it starts there first. So make sure that you understand the cost so that you don't start things and find yourself in unique, I'll say, aka bad situations because you weren't diligent up front in understanding what the cost would be. The second scripture that I am going to read is from Proverbs 24:3-4, also in the New King James Version. The previous one was in NIV instead of New King James Version, but this one says, by wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established. Through knowledge its rooms are filled with rare beauties and treasures. So it is through knowledge and understanding that we are able to experience rare beauties and treasures. I'll give an example of shopping. If I could fill my closet with all the brands that I love, I would probably do it. I'm just kidding. Kind of kidding. But it's important that we are wise with our spending choices because that's when we are able to obtain some of the rare treasures in life that we want to experience, that abundant life that God has promised us. But it's not through our own strength, our own might, our own doing that we should try to go after those things. It's important for us to exercise wisdom to develop an understanding. We should understand our budget. We should understand how much we spend on average each month and what we spend it on. We should understand our income. We should understand our growth trajectory for our income, particularly if you are someone who works in an advancing field. Maybe you are in corporate and you're growing throughout your career. Maybe you are in a service industry and you're growing throughout the life of your career. That also should translate into income growth. If you're building a business that you're growing over time, that should translate into income growth for you as well. And we should understand that trajectory so that it for one gives us a sense of peace in our current season to say, you know what, I'm gonna embrace right now, because there will come a day where I'm able to experience some of the rare treasures that I want to experience in life. But today just may not be that day. So when you have a budget in place, when you have a plan for your life in place, and when you have true understanding of what that looks like, your financial landscape, you're able to make decisions right now, as well as some decisions to set yourself up for further success in the future. I hope that you found this helpful, and I hope that this really laid the foundation for you to have some practical insights around what the word says in regards to your budget, and that you're able to apply these things. And if you're still thinking, but Debronetta, you know, what do I do? Where do I go from here? I would say sit down with your budget, look at your income, look at your expenses, and look at the difference between the two, and then apply what we just talked about. Do you need to develop a better understanding? Do you need to evaluate the costs of things that you have taken on even further? But make sure that you're starting with the basics before you try to build to something bigger. I hope that you again found this helpful. Give it a thumbs up. Also hit subscribe, and I will speak to you to the next one. Share this with a friend. Bye for now.